Morning, everybody. It is Father's Day, and I figured I'd do a day in the life before my life gets chaotic without work, because hopefully within the next couple of weeks I'll be beginning to work, and hopefully I'll be able to show you that and kind of how working with diabetes and how everything like that has changed. But anyways, it's like 9:30. I've been awake since 8:30, laying in bed, and the night before I only got like 6 hours of sleep. So I just kind of slept in. But anyways, I had my blood sugar at 118 and steady. The sleep mode is actually cranking up my basal rate right now because it predicts a higher blood sugar, which is fine. I keep my sleep mode on until like 11 a.m. or noon, just because it's easier for me after I eat my breakfast to keep that tight sleep mode on. If I have Control IQ kick in right away, it just seems to make me spike worse. I've had to make quite a few adjustments to my insulin. I guess, as my endocrinologist puts it, you're using more insulin and you're getting more typical now, where like my basal rate is almost like a unit per hour. There's a little bit of a difference in variation. Maybe I'll show you after, but then my carb ratios are like 1:8 and 1:7 at night, just because for whatever reason, I don't know, my body just does its own thing. But who knows with like insulin resistance, if it's just a weird thing with me. And then like, I don't know, I think about like, okay, if I'm this insulin resistant now, what happens if I have a kid? But then I'm sitting there thinking, well, maybe the fact that I'm this insulin resistant now and maybe getting more insulin, I don't want to say it's insulin resistance, I'm carb resistant, so I have to take a lot of insulin to count for any carbohydrate, which is fine. I'd rather take most of that insulin anyway. My basal rate is like just under a unit an hour, which is, I guess, kind of typical. But I wanted to share, like, just because you take a lot of insulin doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to gain a ton of weight. I've gained like 5 pounds, but it really hasn't been weight in as far as fat, because all my clothes fit. It's been mostly muscle or something, because if I gain a bunch of weight around my abdomen, you think my pants wouldn't fit. They fit. Anyways, I think I'm going to eat breakfast. I'm going to have a donut. I don't care. And even with having a really good insulin pump, I find if I have anything unusual, I find it easier for my body to not spike to take an injection for that dose. For whatever reason, if I give the 5 units or whatever on my pump and I do my pre-bolus of 20 to 25 minutes, I still spike a lot. It must just be absorbing in my body slower. If I have something that's typical or is more of a healthier carb option, kind of like a piece of fruit or a salad or you name it, like I can take the insulin on my pump and not have a problem. But for whatever reason, when I have something that high glycemic, even if I go to a fast food restaurant, I will take all that insulin up front in an injection, just because it works faster for me. It must just get in my body a lot quicker. So I will take an injection. And besides the fact, I think this pump site's getting a little old, considering I'm down to, I fill up like 175 units and I'm now down to, 65? And yes, look how cute. I have teeth on my pump. Your dental hygienist has teeth on her pump. And it looks like I need to charge my pump. It's at like 30%. Holy smokes. Anyways, I hope to be showing more information on Tandem, because I know quite a few of you would like to switch or interested in switching or want to know more information. I promise you I'm going to get to that point. I hope the Q&A I put up was helpful and insightful for you as to kind of where my next thing, in life is kind of taking me, and kind of where I'm looking at doing different things. But anyways, I need to get my retainers out of my mouth. I want to eat something. I need to take my vitamin D this morning. I'm kind of hungry. And not every day do I eat breakfast. But anyways, I'm going to eat. I have really nothing else going on beyond. I'm going to run to the store later. I'll chat with you guys after. But I don't have anything super duper, like, massively exciting going on. So this is just a day in a life at home, what I would typically do if I guess I'm going to call it my non-working vlog, non-working day in the life, because obviously I don't have to get up super early and go clean teeth. So anyways, I'm getting the retainers out, and I will see you guys after. There's a joy to being tall when you don't have a cupboard space to appropriately put your phone up and talk. I could put it up a little higher, but I'm 5'7.5" in the morning, and I feel like I'd have to back way up here. Anyways, this is my donut. Isn't it lovely? I'm taking 5 units. It's really not that big. It's like this big. It's probably like 4 inches in diameter and probably 1.5 inches high. But it counts for about 40 grams of carbs. So I'm taking 5 units for it. And like I mentioned before, this works better for me. If I would put this on my pump, I would probably spike. And it would be the same amount of insulin. Wouldn't be giving 3, I wouldn't be giving 2, I wouldn't be giving 500, I would be giving 5. So, and I also will have a glass of almond milk, vitamin C and vitamin D with that. The almond milk is 1 gram of, I don't count it even if I have more than a cup because it just doesn't spike me. So, here's 5 units of insulin. Yeehaw. Pick a destination and go, right? So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to set my timer for 20 minutes. So at about 10 o'clock, I can eat this donut. In the meantime, I'll probably unload dishes, let my dog out. My mornings, I'm telling you, you guys. At least my retainers are out and I don't sound as terrible. Anyways, I'm going to let my dog out. Here's where my Dexcom is. It's on my inner arm. It's 13 days old. I know for a fact I'm allergic to the adhesive underneath, not the pump peels. Oh, and this is a pump peels transmitter cover. It's tie-dye. But the actual adhesive for the Dexcom itself, I'm 100% allergic to. It's not a major rash, but it's enough where it itches and it will peel up pretty red when I'm done. I just deal with it. I could stick Flonase on there and whatever. My doctor said I could try 100 different things. But right now, I don't know. The allergy is so mild, I don't want to even attempt to worry about it. And my pump site is on the back of my arm. One of you did leave a video comment asking me how I unclip and clip. Maybe I'll show you that in this video, how I do it on my own, because you said you had your spouse do it. Well, your girl doesn't have a spouse. Your girl doesn't live with I live with my mother, but sometimes our schedules are so chaotic that we don't sometimes see each other all the time, or our timing is different. So I have to learn to be independent for myself to take it off, and it really isn't that complicated as long as you know how to do it and pinch and pull. Or if you're really uncomfortable, use a mirror. I'll show you both ways later. But anyways, the tubing is running entirely down my side, and it's clipped on right here to my pants pocket. Now, the only bad thing about this pants pocket is it tends to have my pump slip off. If I wear jeans or other leggings, it doesn't. But for whatever reason, this band on these like pajama bottoms, they're totally slippery. So it doesn't even hold very well. And you know how many times it's like come off? I'm lucky I didn't rip my pump out because of that. Anyways, I probably now have like closer to 18 minutes to pre-bolus. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to chat with you guys after. I want to know what almond milk I use. I use the Kirkland almond non-dairy beverage unsweetened original, and there's only 1 gram of carbs per cup. I probably have a cup and a half in my actual glass, but it really doesn't bug me. There's really no added sugars. My guess is it's truly nothing because, I mean, the fiber itself cancels it out. I was taught to subtract half, so technically there's probably like a half a carb, but it doesn't do anything for me. It also does have vitamin D and a bunch of other nutrients, I guess. If you were missing any of these, like if you're low on E or A, you would at least get some of that. It doesn't have potassium. It has zinc, vitamin B12, which is huge. The only vitamin I'm deficient on is D3 or D. This is D2 and D3, but there's D in here, 25%. I'm up to 3,000 units per day, but it does keep my blood levels normal. Just for whatever reason, being of European descent and not really getting out in the sun a lot, I guess I just don't readily absorb it. And especially in the winter, it's hard when we have hard winters up here in Wisconsin. But in the summer, I don't know if you guys can tell, I'm not very dark, but I'm a little darker than I was. I live in SPF 50 or higher because your girl burns with the red blonde hair. But this is like my natural color right here. It's completely like a ghost, okay? But yeah, you can definitely tell I got a little darker on this hand. Not so much on this side. It's not quite as dark. But I normally wear my Apple Watch here, and I haven't worn it in a while, so now my little Apple Watch marker is done. But I almost wonder what's going to happen with my Dexcom. I went out fishing last Sunday, and I didn't peel, but I have this weird, it's harder to tell on camera, but the skin, it looks really dry. Like, it looks weird. So I don't know if my body's just reacting differently, but I didn't burn it so bad that I peeled. Anyways, I can recycle this and put a new one in the fridge. And it's only 30 calories per cup. I'm about ready to eat. I think my pre-bolus is almost up, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Say good morning. Yeah, say good morning, you guys, to Susie. 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 Hi. There's Susie Q. She is 7. Y'all remember last year she had Lyme's disease. She actually had a relapse, too, after her initial diagnosis, but we seem to be doing better now. Then this crazy girl last fall decided to buy a rabbit, and we had fleas. So that was fun. We got rid of those, but we have to literally keep up on everything. But I'm telling you, say hello, good morning. The 1 year that we did not put any tick or flea treatment on these animals, we end up with Lyme's disease and fleas all at once. You're the little culprit. But anyways, because she's a dog, we have 2 cats, so that eventually spreads. And actually, the fleas bit me for like the first 3 weeks. I had like these red marks all along my knee and couldn't figure it out. If they get in contact with wild animals, like that's kind of how it happens. The thing with fleas is it's a pain in the rear to get rid of. Why? Because you have to deflea everything. You literally have to deflea everything. You have to go through the furniture, the carpeting, your bedding, the everything. And it's awful, okay? And you're getting chewed up yourself. Now, fleas can't really do anything to you other than bite you. They don't like you. They take a bite of you and they run away. But they were leaving me like welt marks, and I was itching so bad. And I'm like, what in God's green earth? We don't have the problem anymore, but we still have to continuously keep up on the stuff, because if you don't, it can, first of all, we don't need the dog to get flea or Lyme's again, but it can like remanifest itself if there's anything remaining. But you have to like powder and vacuum and basically debug the house, because not only do you have to kill the big adult fleas, you have to kill the baby fleas. You have to kill like the little egg and larvae. It's weird. It's nasty. But I think the last time we had fleas in this house, it had to have been, God, when I was really little. And I think it was a rabbit thing again. I don't know. Maybe it was a hunting thing. I have no idea. Wild animal hunting. What? Yes, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We just gave you a bath and you really stink again. I think you need another bath. Anybody with long-haired dogs, does it get a little annoying after a while to continuously give them baths? I love my dog to pieces, but giving her a bath every week is annoying. It's harder in the winter because we have to put her in our bathtub. In the summer, it's not so bad because you can do everything outside. But I think they're good for flea and tick treatments until the beginning of July. We do Frontline. It works pretty good. She's actually, surprisingly, for as skittish as she can be from her past experiences with her previous owner, she actually takes the flea and tick treatment the best. She doesn't frighten from it. Our cat's, on the other hand, well, I guess Sam, he's so old he doesn't really care. But Tinkerbell hates it. But anyways, that's the scoop on that. Don't ever get fleas or ticks in your house. Those are nasty things. When I was up at my dad's last weekend, and that's part of the reason why I'm not with him today, it's Father's Day. I spent an entire weekend instead just because of my mom's work schedule. At least if there's somebody here to take care of the dog. Anyways, I had 5 ticks on me last weekend, and I scream like a girl when I get ticks on me. I am a girl, but I scream like a high-pitched. I love spiders. I love insects. Your girl loves nature. Your girl does not love ticks. I can puke at the fact of ticks. Thankfully, they were all on my legs, and I was able to catch them right away. But they're just gross. Something about a tick is nasty. And I'm so much more worrisome of them now, only because there's deer ticks in our area, because those are the ticks that cause Lyme disease. My dog got Lyme disease. The ticks I found on me were wood ticks. They don't really carry Lyme disease, but they can carry other diseases. I can't remember the name of them. We don't have it around here, but Rocky Mountain spotted fever is one of them, and then there's another one. So, I mean, you don't want them to latch onto you. So that's what's kind of nasty about them, is if they latch on and you don't find them, they get up in your hair, they get up any part of your body, and they're just there. You can end up getting really sick. Thankfully, like I said, Lyme's is treatable because obviously she's fine. But in a human, you get like you get a bullseye rash and you get arthritic, and it's like, I don't want to feel like that, you know? And especially if you're not really sure, like for me, like I would feel like obligated to get tested for like RA or something, because that's in my family. That's also another autoimmune disease. And I already have one autoimmune disease. So it's like, well, I guess I could get tested for RA, but I guess if it's in the back of your head and you go through an experience with dealing with Lyme disease, like it's always in the back of my head. Like if I start feeling any of the weird Lyme symptoms, I would ask for a test, you know, just to verify that there is no other, you know, possibility that you have the disease. It's very treatable if you get it caught early on, but if you let it go so long, it can do so much damage. With my dog, we caught it, like I said, super early. What? Ouchie. Nice to me. She just scratched me. You catch it super early, you can take care of everything. But if you let it go too long, it hurts the kidneys. Anyways, I think you now want to go outside. I tried to let you out earlier, but you didn't want to go outside. Now you won't go outside. She's giving me this look of, please, mommy, take me outside. So I'm going to go and take her outside, and I will continue on getting ready for the day. I normally do all my stuff in the other bathroom. Like, after my mom's appendix exploded, I think my last day in the life where I, like, showed you brushing my teeth, I swear to you, I was in this bathroom. But I moved a lot of my stuff to my other bathroom, and it's kind of my bathroom. But the lighting in there is terrible. It's, like, really yellowy and kind of gross. So I came in here because the lighting is better, and I feel like you can see me better, a little easier to position things. But you want to know, this is the 3D white stain eraser toothpaste I use, okay? It works pretty well. And if you have tooth sensitivity, you should not be using this. Contrary to belief, you're supposed to use a whole entire swipe on your toothbrush. You're not supposed to do the pea-sized drop unless you're like a little kid. So this is what I'm going to be using to brush my teeth. I've gotten into the habit now of flossing twice per day. I always used to do once, but probably since like last June, I've been flossing twice a day. I don't really like this floss, but this is what I have. It's a satin floss. I don't like it. I like the floss. It's a little thicker, a little easier, because I have a really low plaque score, but where all my plaque is all between down here. Ever since having braces, my gum tissue down here is not the same. It traps plaque. And on occasion, it'll trap some tartar or calculus that they'll have to pull out from underneath. And it's really annoying, no matter how much I brush and floss, that it sometimes will do that. But I find if I have the thicker floss, it doesn't seem to give me as much grief or doesn't build up as much calculus. This floss is somewhat thick, but it's just really soft and kind of too bendy for me. I don't like it. It's whatever. Anyways, I'll brush and floss. I hope to be getting an electric toothbrush soon, but your girl just is fine with manual brushing. This is an Oral-B brush. You guys, you can still manually brush and still get really good low plaque scores. It doesn't really matter. If you prefer electric, you can do that too. But I want to try an electric just so I know what I'm experiencing for my patients. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and brush my teeth, and I'm going to fast forward through it because I don't think you want to sit and hear the brushing of my teeth for the entire time. But like I said, I do this because I think you guys liked it last time on like how I go through the entire mouth and brush my teeth. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and brush my teeth, I guess. So. So my teeth are fully brushed, and like I said, I have a 10% plaque score, and it's all down here. Because my tissue, it just doesn't sit right in comparison to the rest. I had braces, and ever since my teeth shifted on the bottom, the front teeth especially, the gum tissue, it just traps so much plaque. But that's really where all my plaque is. So maybe at some point I'll show you how to brush, but the big thing is don't rinse your mouth out when you have the toothpaste in there, because if your toothpaste has any form of fluoride, like this has 0.243% sodium fluoride, you want that to stay on your teeth. Like, that's the point of not getting cavities, is to have some fluoride in your toothpaste. Mouth rinse can also have fluoride. But you probably noticed as I was brushing, I relaxed my cheek so that I'm able to reach and stretch all the way to the back teeth. And also, these teeth here, you go vertical. The teeth in the back, you go horizontal. And you also recognize that I'm at the gum line. So when I was on the top, my toothbrush was probably a little more like this. On the bottom, your toothbrush is a little more down. That's because you want to brush at the gum line and a little bit above. So if you're at that gum line, you're pushing all that plaque up. And you can also do like a brush and flick down so that you can force that plaque down. It doesn't really matter. They have different names. I think it's Bass and Stillman. Don't quote me on it. I don't tell my patients to do the Bass brushing technique. I tell my patients to focus 45 degrees towards the gum line. And I think that makes more sense than giving them a name and being like, yo, do this. No, not necessarily the case. And not every patient is going to need the same toothbrushing technique. But anyways, I have to make sure I always lighten up my grasp. I'm terrible at death gripping a toothbrush. Well, I've been like that for a long time. But I used to be super aggressive with brushing, like so much to the point my gums would bleed from brushing. I don't have that issue anymore. But I have a little bit of wear going on this old toothbrush. I think this toothbrush might be getting to be old. I don't even know when I took this out. Maybe a few months ago. I rotate mine every 3 months, so I do mine quarterly unless you drop it on the ground. I also recommend changing your toothbrush if you get strep throat or you get super sick, because yuck, why would you want to keep reintroducing that bacteria into your mouth? But that is that. You also want to be brushing your tongue, which isn't really hard. You can take a toothbrush and go all the way back and pull down. I also have a tongue brush / tongue scraper, and it works pretty well, but I only use it at night because that's where I typically find I have the most plaque. But this morning, I only have a little bit of plaque on my tongue, so I'm going to go ahead and take that off. I don't think I'm going to show you that because that's just weird. So I'm going to end the video, brush my tongue, and then keep going. I just brushed my tongue. And you want to make sure you get all the white stuff off your tongue because that's plaque. Believe it or not. I had no clue about tongue brushing until I started hygiene school. I may sound like a complete idiot, but I never brushed my tongue until I got into hygiene school. Now that I do, it looks nice. It's pink. You should have a pink tongue and not a super coated white tongue, or if it gets super bad, it'll get kind of hairy and brown. Not to disgust you, but that's what can happen. And just like your teeth can build up plaque and bacteria, so can your tongue. And if the tongue has so much bacteria and plaque on it that it gets irritated, it gets that hairy look. So after I do my tongue brushing and actual teeth brushing, I will floss. And I typically would follow up with a mouthwash, but I don't have any right now, so I'm just not doing the mouthwash part. But for flossing, this is how you're supposed to be taught. So you're supposed to wrap it around your middle fingers. Yes, so it looks like you're swearing when you're flossing. No, I'm kidding. So it's around your middle fingers, and then you're using your index fingers as a guide, and you can kind of loosen up the one side so that if you're working on the left, you would have more slack on the left hand. And you can tighten it around the right side so that you have more slack on the right hand so that you can go to the right side of your mouth. And with flossing, you have to go in. Now, typically, for myself, when I floss my patients, I do it the traditional way. But if you find that too challenging, I have extremely long fingers. So I actually wrap it around my middle fingers. But then I will use my thumb and my pointer finger as my guide. I don't use both pointer fingers. I just find it really awkward and it tends to slip because of how long my fingers are. I use my thumb and my pointer finger. Main thing is you have some sort of tension and guide that you can slip in. So you have to go in until you hear that pop. That means you got through the contact, and you make a C shape, and go up and down. Now, you don't do it, you just go in and out and be done. You can't do that. You physically have to go up, wrap it around the tooth, go up and down, and come out. Now, keep in mind, teeth have 2 different sides. So in between my 2 front teeth, I just did that side. I have to make sure that I come over here, do the C shape, go up and down, and do the other side. Because each tooth has 2 different sides. Why do we floss? Well, think about it. Brushing can't get everything in between your teeth. Now, if you have super wide spaces between your teeth, flossing may not be the appropriate aid to be using in between your teeth. Some people use picks, or you can use like flossers or floss handles, where they're like the little tiny green shaped things that you literally can just floss with instead of playing with the whole string of floss. I like traditional floss. That's what I use. So I'm going to go through and floss my entire mouth, and then that'll be done for my toothbrushing routine. I went a heck of a lot faster than what I just showed you. And that's because when you get in a routine and you're able to brush and floss properly, you can do it really fast. And also the fact that I wasn't talking every single second that I was showing you my steps. But you probably could tell I was unwinding and loosening the floss as I was going throughout the entire mouth. That's because you want pretty much a clean piece of floss every time. This entire floss here is totally icky and gross now that it's been touching my saliva. But that's it. That's all you do. And the whole entire process itself probably takes 5 minutes. Now, because I've been talking to you guys and talking you through what I've been doing, it's taken me double that. So anyways, I'm going to throw that out, and then I'm going to wash my face. I have a new face washing thing that I got for Christmas, and I absolutely love it. And it's been really helping with my skin. Since having to wear N95s, I've been or just masks in general all over the place. I'll get like really bad breakouts down here, and they're not as terrible. I mean, they're there, and they're actually getting slowly better. But all my sweat from my wearing an N95, or just if I had to wear a mask into a public building. Now in this state, you don't have to if you're fully vaccinated, so I don't. But I used to get the acne would cover from like the corner of my nose all the way around. It was like a gigantic diamond. I'm thinking like all the grease and oil from my face just decided to just plummet down into the chin area. And then if you don't wipe it off right away, or you don't have the time, I wash my face twice a day. I still built up with acne, okay? I've had a lot of people be like, oh, just wash your face more. That's not necessarily the case. Some of it could be hormonal too. That I don't know, but I've never ever had major acne as a young teenager, nor do I say I have major acne now. I think I have pretty nice skin for my age. I don't know. I take good care of myself. But if I build up any acne, it's just always like right here. But my new brush, or new little friend, which I'll introduce you to in a second, has really helped. Friend is a Vanity Planet, basically face washing thing. So it comes with a bunch of brushes. I have a discount to get more. This brush is getting pretty worn, but it comes with this brush, another face brush, a body brush you can actually use in the shower, and then a pumice. But it's operated by battery. It's really easy to turn on and off. But you clip this in, it'll click into place, and it spins, and you can put it on your face and do whatever. I have always used the Morning Burst by Clean and Clear, the skin brightening facial cleanser. It's got beads in it, so it's got caffeine, lemon, and papaya. But anyways, I like something with kind of a beady look. One being because it can exfoliate the skin, but number 2, for whatever reason, it just feels good. So this is what I use in the morning. At night, I use Cetaphil without any type of brush, but I always dampen my face, put a little bit on this brush, and I do the whole brushing and rinsing. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It doesn't take very long, but I find like just using that brush, it makes my face feel so much better. I don't know. If any of you use something like that, let me know, because I just find it so much more helpful for my skin. So I just put like, it's a less than a quarter, but more than a dime. It's like a nickel sized amount on here, and turn it on, and then you'll just see it'll start foaming up on my face. It's a lighter coating. This is what my face looks like when I'm done, and the more pressure you put down, I put the most pressure. It's not like I'm pressing super hard, but I put the most pressure down at the corners of my nose and here, and I save those for last because I don't want to just drag oil all over my face. But then I just let this sit for a few minutes. While I do that, I pull this off. The nice thing is this is waterproof. I've taken this in the shower if I felt like doing it in the morning, and if I take a shower in the morning, which I rarely do, or if I want to use the body brush, that I can do that. But I got this on sale. It was my Christmas present to myself. You probably seen it in my what I got for Christmas 2020 video. That was a Christmas present to Maddie, from Maddie. But I was looking at different things. I wanted something other than just washing my face by hand because I needed something to just get into my skin. But it's like, literally, this is like a $78 item. I got it for $30 with a bunch of discounts. And I have like a 40% off discount code for a next set of reorder of brushes. Now, while I do this, I typically take a little bit of hand soap and water, and I just clean the brushes out because you don't want to leave this sit. I imagine it like an artist's brush. If you leave paint in the artist's brush, it will end up like making the brush turn into a stick. So you want to make sure all the soap is out of here so that it doesn't, let me just flick some water at myself, so that it doesn't end up hardening the brush. Now, these brushes are getting a wee bit old, so I'm going to have to order more soon. But I go in and I take everything out and I just clean it, clean every little thing out. And then you have to leave it dry on a towel. But everything's rinsed off of this, so I can just leave this here. Now that I've let this sit on my face for a good 5 minutes, it'll start to kind of dry and tighten. I rinse my face off with kind of like a lukewarm water. So that's it. I don't wear makeup. I mean, I should rephrase myself. I wear makeup about once every 2 years, okay? I am one of these people that I love my skin. I love the skin I'm in. I don't need makeup to make myself any more pretty. Sure, could I maybe trim my eyebrows or something and make them look something, I don't know. I got a magazine, sure, but I don't really think I need makeup. Honestly, the only time I will do it is like when you took pictures for our group for the dental hygiene class, and at the time I had an extremely bad acne breakout. Like, I don't really break out that bad. It's just, it was like so weird and spontaneous that of course it had to happen when you get a picture taken. I had this nasty pimple, and it wasn't even in this region, it was like here. So I put concealer and mascara and all kinds of stuff on me just to, like, number one, it would look good for the pictures. But number two, I wouldn't have any acne in my pictures. Number three, I actually remembered how to put makeup on for the first time in like a year and a half. I only put makeup on if I do like weddings, prom, which was like high school. And that was such a long time ago. Professional photos, going out somewhere. And it's got to be going out to a big somewhere, okay? Like a wedding or something. Other than that, I don't wear makeup. Your girl had to go buy concealer just for that one day because I'm like, I have primer, I have mascara, I have all this, but I don't have concealer. So I had to do everything and then add this concealer on my face because I did not want a nasty pimple sitting in my pictures. But this is all I do. My face is dried, and now I can get dressed for the day and make my bed and get on with my day. So exciting things. I don't know what my blood sugar is right now because I can check. I might have my pump here. A little bit higher than I want. I'm at like 210. Don't know if that donut was more than 5 units, but that's super weird because I took the insulin and pre-bolused. But maybe I'm fighting a hormonal thing again. I don't know. Anyways, I think I'm going to take a quick correction. I'll just probably just knock a unit down or let the pump kind of correct itself. I think it has me on a higher profile. Yeah, it has me on a higher profile, and it did auto dose, so I probably won't correct for a while, but I'm going to go out and run some errands anyway. So the odds of me needing a correction shot at this point are pretty low. So there, you got to see me brush my teeth again and wash my face again. My face washing routine's different, and I showed you guys how to floss, so yay. Anyways, I'm going to put this stuff back in my bathroom because I used the other bathroom because the lighting in here is so much better. Alrighty. Anyways, I'm done. Girl's going to get dressed, make her bed, and I'll catch up with you guys later. I'm dressed. Wearing a basic shirt and leggings because I feel freezing cold. Hair's in a pony, kind of a high pony. I don't know. Yeah, kind of a high pony. Anyways, I'm not used to this whole vlogging thing, so again, I always apologize. My vlogging sucks, I think. Maybe you like it. I don't know. Anywho, that's my bed. That's my dresser. Picture from high school. That is my high school honor cords. It's the flower and a bunch of jewelry and stuff. Yeah, my room's got a lot going on. Slowly trying to declutter things. But this is all mine, you know. A lot of this is just mostly pictures, believe it or not. I have a lot on my wall. I have a lot of pictures and stuff like that and quotes. So, yeah. I will show you over here, as soon as I can flip my camera around, that I have some really cool balloons. Give me a moment. I'll flip my camera and show you. RDH. Yes, your girl's officially at RDH. Love it. Love it. You can kind of get a room tour. There's just lots of stuffed animals everywhere. Well, not tons everywhere, but enough. But this is my very purpley themed bed. Yes, I have a cat. Devil face, I guess. The Madeline dolls, you know me. And this bear I've had since I've been born. And then this is God Dance the Day You Were Born. But then this bear I've had since I've been 8. And I just can't part with it. It's just so cute. I have a German Shorthair Pointer puppy and a purple blankie. This is my room. Not too fancy. Like I said, I'm a very simple person. I got a lot of stuff in here from when I was a kid. I don't know. I'm kind of nostalgic that way, but I love this. Like, this is a body pillow, but I don't use it that much. I found a really it's kind of like a teal color, but since I wanted things to be purple gray themed, I found this cover that's white and gray at Target, and it literally fits the body pillow perfect, and I just cover it up and then I wash it. But yeah, if any of you follow me on Instagram, this bear I got last fall from a friend, and she put it in a basket, and she gave me a chocolate bar with it, and it literally just says peace, love, chocolate. He's such a cute little bear. Oh, but better yet, I have to show you a bear that I got that I have to put in my bed. Hang on. You guys, I got a Build-A-Bear from a close friend, and it's a graduation Build-A-Bear. I don't have the cap on her right now. Her name is Hygiene, but she has a cap on, like a graduation gown and like a yellow tassel. She can be dressed up in high heels and everything, but this is a Build-A-Bear. It brings back such good memories. I have 4 Build-A-Bears that I hope to pass on to my kids from when I was younger. So I have a 5th Build-A-Bear now, but she smells like vanilla. But I thought this was like the sweetest gift. Like, who doesn't want a graduation bear? Like, she's so adorable. Anyways, I put her on the corner of my bed, kind of like where my body pillow is, and she just chills there. I don't sleep with her for fear of, like, I don't know. I don't want my cat, if my cat on occasion will sleep with me, and I don't want my cat to get her dirty. So she sits on my office chair at night. And then when my bed is made, I put her on my bed. Anyways, isn't she adorable? I just like smelling her because she smells like vanilla. I'm not even kidding you. She smells like vanilla. Anyways, I'm going to put her on my bed. And this quote on the back of my thing, it says, sing like no one's listening, dance like no one's watching, and love like you've never been hurt. So yes, I told you a lot of my room is basically quoted up. If I flip the camera around, it's messy. I'm not going to show you, but like where my desk is and stuff, there's more quotes than anything. Like the amount of stuffed animals I have is all like right here. And there's like 3 more over there, plus my Build-A-Bears. I have a collection of Thai Beanie Babies that are in a, like a flat container, if that makes sense. But other than that, a lot of my other stuffed animals when I was younger, I donated to like a fire department. So otherwise, like this bear, I'm saving. And then of course, like maybe I'll pass around him a future kiddo. So we'll see. Isn't she just cute though? I just keep smelling her because she smells amazing. Anyways, I'm done ranting and raving about stuffed animals now, I guess. But Yeah, isn't she cute? So I'm in my car. Y'all seem to like the whole car chat with Maddie thing, so we're gonna go ahead and roll with it. Keep in mind, my car has no air conditioning. The compressor is completely shot. However, this car has almost 220,000 miles on it, so I'm not going to be investing in any more parts for this vehicle. My goal is to have this vehicle last until November because I have the thing for a second. The sticker or the registration does not expire until then. And I figured that would give me some time to get a nice down payment on a newer vehicle. Now, I'm going to have to take a loan out for a new vehicle, but what's the big deal? This car I've had since high school, so it's going to be bittersweet to let go of, but I'm going to run some errands with no AC. I did find a way to keep myself cool. I keep my passenger window and my back window behind me open. This one's open about 3/4 of the way. The other one's open all the way. And it seems to be enough air to circulate without me having, what do you call it? Like tons of wind blowing in my face and then I can't hear anything. This vehicle also needs a new set of tires. That's getting a little bald. I did make it through winter with it only because our winter was semi-mild. Well, actually it was pretty mild. And it also has a possibility of needing a new wheel bearing. So it's not like it's ready to break on the highway, but I'm just not going to invest any more money into this vehicle. Bless its heart, it's been my car since I've been a junior in high school. And it has got me to and from my college, high school, errands, picking up people. You know, this car has been a blessing, okay? This car is a 2000 Ford Taurus. It's going to be bittersweet to let her go. But I'm hoping that I can just, you know, stick it on the side of the road for like $800 or something and just have some sort of high school kid pick it up because this car does not have tons of value, but at least it still drives. You know what I'm grateful for? The car still drives, the motor's sound, and the heat still works so that when I do decide to use it in the early part of fall, if we get super cold really fast, that at least I'm not going to freeze to death. But anyways, I'm going to get driving and I'll just kind of chit chat with you guys a little bit. I'm going to try to reposition this a little bit more. Okay, we're going to do it this way and pray to God that my phone doesn't fall, but I guess if it does, end of the world. I'll just chit and chat a little bit. I'll pretty much be doing highway driving. What am I doing today? I'm picking up cat food. We're out. Should have picked up some yesterday when I went to church, but whatever. And then I need a canvas for a very special project. I can't unveil exactly what this project is, but it is for somebody in the ALA who is going to be department of the president of the state. She's a sweetheart. I'm doing this massive project for my president of my local unit. I asked her, she wanted this thing to be printed, but like printing it on a canvas to me would have not been a good idea. It's just, I don't know. I don't think it really would have been the best idea, only because it would have like turned out super blurry. So I pray to God you guys can hear me when I'm driving on the highway, so we'll see how it goes. But I obviously can't look directly at the camera because I don't want to get in a wreck. So I need to pick up a canvas and cat food, and that's really it. So, and I just reminded myself, so I've been job shadowing at my office since I don't have my actual dental hygiene license, and their compressors and their technology was down. So I have to go in tomorrow at 7:45. I was supposed to go in like last Thursday, and they emailed me and called me like multiple times. Hey, you know, we're having technology problems. Something isn't working. So, you know, why don't you just come in Monday and do this? I'm like, fine. So I'm doing that, and I just reminded myself, long story short, that your girl needs to finish filling out her W-4 paperwork, which is like tax paperwork for that particular employer. Now, I worked at a gas station for 3 years, and I filled out W-2 paperwork. Y'all know I'm a YouTuber, which is what you're probably watching right now, and that's a small business. So when I file taxes, I use small business forms. I don't use like W-4s. So I'm really confused on how to, well, semi-confused. I figured out most of it. But when I'm used to W-2s and small business forms for filing taxes, because I do make an income off of YouTube, I'm like, looking at this W-4, I'm like, I don't know how to fill this out. Like, that's stupid? But no, it's just the formatting, and I figured out most of it, but I have to finish one other part of it. I do find it kind of a crack of a joke that they wanted information from 2019 because apparently the 2020 W-4 forms changed. I have no clue what changed, but and it's like, are you married? Or I'm like, no, your girl's single, your girl's not married. But there's different like status brackets for like if you married and you're filing together, or are you married and filing separately, kind of thing. Or are you single and on your own with income? Are you there's a lot of traffic. Are you single but living with somebody and you have separate incomes, kind of thing? It's like a really weird format. Holy crap. I'm heading south on a Sunday afternoon and it was not a smart choice. Lots of people are heading south. But then again, people come from north, they're up north. So, I mean, I guess I can see it. I got a gap. Here we go. So, I am beyond confused on how to fill this form out to a certain degree, but at the same time, it is what it is. And I'll fill it out. I'll figure it out. I figured out most of it. But, yeah. So, I'm currently on the highway, tempted to ignore people that drive like they're dummies. But, yeah. But good news is with my job is it's only about 25 minutes from my home, which is super nice, and it's all this entire highway that I'm on right now. The only thing that's a little nerve-wracking is it's a little further south where I went to school, so sometimes the traffic in the morning can get to be rather heavy. So I just kind of got to watch it, but it's really a really quick drive. You probably can hear the amount of traffic that's on the highway right now. And I'm doing 75 and a 70, and I've got people passing me at least doing 85 to 90 miles an hour. That scares the living shit out of me when people want to drive that fast. I'm sorry. Now I kind of backed my speed down a little bit, and now anybody who was passing me is now backing their speed down. I don't get it. I don't know. I may have to cover up that swear word because, you know, y'all, I had a swearing habit for a long time. I'm trying to get rid of it. Am I a perfect girl? No, but I want to live my life without swearing. I really don't swear that much. I guess unless I'm super upset about something, then I would, but such is life. So yeah, that's about it for job and car, working kind of thing. Actually, one good thing about not having the AC work in my vehicle, first of all, it's not as warm today. It was ungodly hot a couple weeks ago here in Wisconsin. It was like ungodly, like warm, like almost like what we would get in August here. But one good thing, like I said, about not having the AC working, okay, that person just almost cut that other person off. About not having the AC working is I get such good gas mileage on this vehicle. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I can get up to 250 to 300 miles on 12 gallons in this old, beat-up vehicle. And I don't want to say it's beat up. It's very old. I mean, at any point, something else can go wrong with it. It's seen better days. For the vehicle itself, it's actually in really good shape. But with as old as it is, you just don't know what's rusted or corroded in the vehicle. So I'm looking forward to getting a different vehicle, so I get a good down payment on one and stuff. But obviously, once I'm working as a hygienist, I'm going to have a stable enough and secure enough job that I can pay off a loan rather quickly. And then plus the loan will help me build up more credit, because at some point I want a home, like a house of my own. So it's a good way to build more credit. The only reason why I have a good credit score right now, I don't have any like college loans or anything, but I do have a credit card, and I paid it off every month, and had that since I've been an adult, like 18, like literally turned 18. So I've been able to build credit for 4 years, and my credit score is fantastic for a young person. Now the only reason why it's not as high as like a perfect 800 is because I don't have any other like long-term loans, like a car loan. And I also only had established credit for 4 years. It's not like I've been establishing credit for 30 plus years like my parents have. So it's like, I'll build it up after a while. It's just going to take some time. issues with getting newer vehicles. Like I'm hearing there's chip shortages and they can't keep up with the manufacturing, and any cars they have on the lots, they're just going like this. So, I mean, if worse absolutely came to worse, I could fix the wheel bearings in this vehicle and stick a brand new set of tires on it. But then I'd have more obligation to try to keep this vehicle for longer, which means the longer I keep it, the higher the chances is that something else could go wrong beyond those two things that I can fix. Definitely, I'm not going to keep this vehicle for another summer, so for sure, before next May, I will have a new vehicle. My goal is to have one somewhat towards the end of the year, that I'm going to be able to have a newer vehicle, or a new vehicle. But I'm looking at like Subaru. I don't know, I feel like they're a really good brand of car. I need something that's like a car, but not a full like car, because I like the idea of having some more space in case you have other passengers, or you need to not haul something, but you're traveling and you need to pack some things in the back or something. And not saying my Ford Taurus isn't a big car, but I just feel like those, they're called something and like and I can't think of the name all the time, but I always say they're a cross between a car and a truck. It's like what most people drive now. It's not like a car and it's not a full-blown truck, but it's like, they're like a mixed model. Like you could see one on the road and I could put like, okay, like a Chevy Equinox would be an example of one, okay? I can't think of the name. It's a cross something, like it's a cross between a car and a truck, where it's got some space like a truck, a little larger than a vehicle, but it has good gas mileage and the efficiency of a car. So I don't know what to call them, but I'm looking at like a Subaru, like cross truck or a Forester or something. I don't know. I feel like they'd be a really good vehicle. But if that doesn't work, I would then go with a different vehicle, like an actual car. Like, I don't know. I maybe would get a new Ford Taurus. I do like my Taurus. It's a pretty good vehicle for old. Otherwise, I'd probably end up getting some sort of other like little Subaru or Hyundai or something. I just need something with good gas mileage. I don't know, that's kind of my thing, and obviously something that's newer and not going to possibly leave me busting down on the highway. Now, this car has been beyond good to me, and I'm almost at 220,000 miles, and I've had this car, like I said, since I've been a freshman, junior in high school, so I've had this car for almost 6 years, but I bought this vehicle with 165,000 miles on it, and at the time I worked at a gas station, and saved up all my pennies, all my money, and I bought this vehicle for $1,400. So yeah, she's been a good vehicle, and she's had a lot repaired in her beyond just what I've stuck into it. I've had some other things stuck into it as birthday gifts, graduation gifts. Like for my 18th birthday, I got a huge birthday gift. I had the heater core fixed in this vehicle, and then for graduation, I used a lot of my graduation money that people gave me or wanted to give me, and I put a new head gasket in this vehicle. I've paid a friend of a friend to fix that, so it's been working out well. And that was like an $800 fix. Those are the two major fixes this vehicle's had. It's had a new set of tires put on. I think 2 sets of new tires since I've owned it. And yeah, so I've been taking good care of it. The oil is not leaking. It's a good transmission. Oh, I had the transmission fluid replaced at 181,000 miles in this vehicle, so that was a long time ago. That would have been like 3 years ago. Only recently have I put the most miles on this vehicle, only because it's been going back and forth to hygiene school for 2 years and to other places. So, but yeah, I'm just gonna get as much as I can out of this vehicle, and yeah, that's about the end of the story with that. But I hope you guys are well. We've all been healthy up here. The numbers are really dropping. I hope to be sharing my experiences of dealing with the COVID vaccine and type 1 diabetes, because my first injection of the COVID-19 vaccine was terrible. My second shot was awesome. I had zero problems with the second vaccine. And most of the time you hear it's the other way around. So we'll see what happens. But I'm kind of happy now the traffic's kind of thinned out. But our COVID numbers here in the state of Wisconsin, since I last did a car chat with you, oh, dead deer, have really dropped significantly, and that's because we really have a good vaccine rate in this state. Last I checked, we're up, we might be at 50% now, but there's at least 50% of the people, or close to it, that have had at least one dose of the vaccine. And not too far behind, I think in the low to mid 40s percentage of the state of Wisconsin's population, and there's 5 million people in this state, have had the full vaccine series, meaning if you've had Moderna like me, you have two doses. If you had Pfizer, you'd have 2 doses, and then if you're like my dad and got Johnson & Johnson, you'd have just the one injection or the one shot. So good news on that home front. But I was able to get mine through my school because we were in a patient-facing setting as a student healthcare provider. And dental hygiene is one of the most dangerous things you can do with COVID. Because you have so much aerosol production that's getting put into your face. Mind you, we wear all the PPE, the N95, a level 3, a face shield, glasses, lab jacket, gloves, scrubs, your shoes, XYZ, hair bouffant, or a cap for your head if you'd like. So we're really protecting ourselves well, but still, dental hygiene, dead raccoon. Dental hygiene is one of the most dangerous jobs to have with COVID, just because of the amount of aerosols you're getting put in your face. But to be honest with you, I faced the fear head on and wasn't really panicked about it. And I told myself, if I get the virus, I get the virus. I don't get the virus, I don't get the virus. But honestly, I feel comfortable going out with people without a mask. To me, if I've been exposed to COVID, which I probably already have been at this point, I think we all have, I probably would have been sick by now. And the only major concern is that there's these mutant variants that continue to run around. If not enough people get the initial vaccines with the original virus, then there's an issue. Like, the virus can continue to mutate so much that we have problems. And then you can't stop it fast enough, and then you're going to have to go with a booster or completely renovate that vaccine and revaccinate ourselves again. But hopefully these variants and these mutant variants, they've shown that there's some protection with the initial injection or the initial vaccine, which is a good thing. But if it varies enough, we're going to have to go through another vaccine. Or they may find that this virus mutates every year, kind of like a flu, and every year we're going to have to go through COVID series. Fine, whatever, I don't care. I'm pro-vaccine. I believe in science. I believe in all that. If you are not pro-vaccines, that's your choice. And whatever you choose to do in your life is your choice. But I will always be vaccinated. I just can't imagine myself not being. And I think about myself. I think about the family that I want in the future. I want to keep myself healthy. I don't want to, and I don't want to die from COVID. The big thing with the vaccines is just to prevent death. If I get exposed and I get it, it's going to be pretty mild, and I probably won't die from it. Odds of me dying from it anyway, being that I'm young and healthy, are pretty low. But still, I have people in my family who are unvaccinated who are higher risk than me, and I don't need to be putting them in jeopardy because of me not wanting a vaccine. So I'm glad I went through with it, even though the first vaccine was absolute hell for me. And it wasn't even as bad as I think as some people get. I just didn't like it. I feel like I'd rather have a flu shot and get a headache. Or I had my HPV series. I waited until I was over 21 to get that. But I had to go through 3 different injections, 3 different vaccines for that. And I had no problems with it, 0. Just other than a little sore arm. But I was like, okay, what is in this COVID shot that it's so virulent that it can even wind me down and give me a fever and all these other crazy things. So I am almost to one of my destinations. I think the best exit for me, you know what? I don't feel like going to this one exit, and I always used to take the exit ahead of my exit to get to my college, so I'm going to do the same thing and just wind my way back. I don't understand what this person's doing, because I need to get over in the right lane and they won't let me. But probably can't get over. Oh well, you know what? I'll just take the actual exit, because apparently people want to drive 40 on a 70. So, yes, I rant and rave about driving. I'm sorry. I tried to slow down and get over into it. Jeez. the signal on a little earlier, por favor. I used to be like one of these people that would just have a fit about driving. Like a fit. Like a literal fit. I would scream, yell, and shout if I was by myself. And I will admit it to you, I would scream, yell, and shout. I'm seriously stuck behind somebody doing 40. But you know what? At this point, I'm not going to scream, yell, and shout. I will vent about it. I will talk about it. But I'm not going to try to let it rile me up. You know what? If people want to drive like they want to drive, they can drive like that. Speaking of, I'm passing a Subaru Crosstrek that happened to be doing the 55 miles per hour in front of me on a 70. So, I just don't know. I guess it's a pet peeve of mine when I see drivers that can't keep a speed, cut in front of you, don't use a signal soon enough. Now, it doesn't mean am I a perfect driver? No. Do I make mistakes? Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll forget to put a signal on. But I guess I just get annoyed because I drive so much in the city and on the highway that I see so much that it annoys me. I've had people come down on me at the highway on, the highway's one way. I had somebody come head on at me on the highway, and it scared the living daylights out of me. It really did. I thought I was going to get in a car accident and die. So when I'm talking about being upset about it, that's because I've seen and been through a lot of dangerous situations from other people. If they've been drunk, or I don't know if they were drunk or just not paying attention, or heaven forbid what they were doing. But I've been through so much with driving in the short amount of time I've driven, and I've been driving for like 6 years, which, I mean, actually 7, almost 7. I just feel like I've seen so much that police car. I've seen so much that it just drives me bonkers. Like, it will literally drive me bonkers. But like I said, complaining about it is really going to do you no good. The main thing is you got to be the safe driver. And like I said, I'm not looking at you for that reason. If I just sat and stared at the camera, it's one thing, but I'm literally just driving and talking to you guys. So if you see a lot of turning, I'm going through a series of roundabouts. I like roundabouts. There's only one time I don't like roundabouts. The only time I don't like roundabouts is when you're trying to get in the roundabout and people are coming at you to get in the roundabout that are on your left because you have to yield to the left, and they're doing like 45 and you really only should be doing like 20 for a roundabout because you just can't turn the corners that fast. I'm like, dude, you gotta tip your vehicle over. So that's the scoop on the vehicle situation. But I'm excited for where life's gonna take me. I'm keeping my mind open, I'm keeping my heart open, and letting God take the journey, and keeping my faith and letting Him continue me to use it, be an advocate for type 1 diabetics across the world and all diabetics, because it is not an easy thing to live with. And I'm part of your army, and I always will be part of your army. I want to support you. So, and if I didn't mention Happy Father's Day, I think I did. So, Happy Father's Day if you're a dad or a dad-like figure in somebody's life. So, I made it. My first destination. I don't know what this person is doing. Okay, bye-bye. See, and when I was like younger, I would have been like swearing, okay, at a vehicle like that. But at this point, it's not worth it. So I've parked officially. I need to get a canvas. I'm at Michael's. Ironically, that's my dad's name, and I always tell my dad, when did you own a store? Like, can I get a discount at Michael's? But I have a rewards card here, which is super nice too. So anyways, this is enough for my car driving. I have to pick up cat food and this canvas, and I think that'll be it. Maybe I'll talk to you guys on the highway about another topic. I don't know. Some of you guys like this, and I find it interesting that you like the car chats. So yeah, I will see you guys after. You guys, I'm so excited. Look at this. I got a 5-pack of canvases for $10.54. cheap. And these are also the ones that are fully stretched, and they're 16 by 20. So I only need one, but I figured I'll store 4 in case I get any more projects from anybody. So I've been able to do a lot of painting commissions for people since I'm waiting for my license. I have 4 to finish plus this one now. I'm going to do one today, and then I'm going to finish up the rest this week, I believe. And hopefully by the beginning of July, I'll have my license. So, or end of June. We're crossing our fingers. But anyways, I'm super excited. I actually made pop to Old Navy because, y'all, I bought flip-flops. And I wore through walking on one of them that I put blisters on my feet. But these are my mom's. And these are a size 10. And she doesn't really like them. She thinks they're a wee bit too small. So I have the ones that I wore through that I'll keep, and I'm wearing hers. If they still have the sale going on, I'll just buy her 2 pair and buy them in like a size 11 because a 10 was even too small. My mom is the same size shoe as me. I'm a 9-10. These 10s actually fit me better than the 9s I bought myself. But her feet are a little wider, so mine are much narrower and thinner. So just the way her foot shapes. So if I can get her those, I will. I also need cat food, and that'll be the end of the story. So I'm off to my next destination. So I've had a lot of time to reflect since finishing hygiene school, and I want to just say how grateful and thankful I am to be a YouTuber and to be sharing my life with you and my journey with you. Even though some days I feel like ranting and raving in a car is something you want to watch. But I'm going to head to the mall quick. I'm trying to think the easiest way to get there. Do I turn right at the next stop? Probably. Yeah, I'm going to go left, go right, go left again, go right again, and then I think that will take me down the street I need to go. So I'm going to go pop in there. It'll give me something to do. Go home, finish my paperwork, do a painting, get my scrubs out. Oh, shoot. I need to order scrubs to work. I need to talk to them tomorrow about like what colors or what types they recommend. So I think they have some sort of color theme every day. Your girl loves color. So I got to make sure that I get the colors that kind of correspond to what they want to wear. So your girl's going to do that too. At some point, order some scrubs. I have to pay 2 bills this week. Mail out one and pay another on my card. One is for pump supplies, the other is for insurance, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know if I can there's certain streets in this town where like if you, certain time of the day that you can't turn right on red. But I have traffic coming anyway, so I can't exactly turn right quite yet. There's no sign saying I can't. So I'm gonna go. And as a matter of fact, just as I was turning on the red, it switched to green. So, okay, that works for me. But I've really built my faith up with God over these past few weeks too, just praying on Him to guide me to the next part of my life, whatever that's going to be. Because obviously, as a student, and the way you are going about your life is a little different than, I feel like I'm actually adulting now than I am, you know, not to say I wasn't an adult before, but when you're in college, if you've been through college, you know what I'm talking about. You're kind of in this state of like, you don't really know, you know, you kind of just live day by day. You're in college, you may have a side job or you might make extra money like I do for YouTube or something, but you're not fully working enough to like 100% support yourself. Like you'll still get help from your parents. Now I feel like, wow, you know, I'm an adult, like I'm gonna be able to fully like support myself with a really good job, and all my hard work through college has paid off. So crazy. But whatever the next stage of my journey is, we're just gonna roll with the punches. Holy smokers. I thought I had enough sleep last night. Apparently not. But your girl might need to go buy a water bottle as well because she's thirsty. Should have brought one with me. Besides, I think all my shorts might be dirty right now. Your girl has got... Holy smokers. Your girl has a lot of clothes that are just wearing out. Don't have tons of clothes. I have clothes. I have a lot of clothes. Let me rephrase myself. I have a lot of clothes. I don't have a lot of summer clothes. I got a lot of winter clothes, but I don't have a lot of summer clothes. Part of me wants to get a new summer stuff, but at the same time, I don't, because I live in scrubs. I live in scrubs, but we shall figure it out. That would actually be a really good project. Phew, that smells. That would be a really good project to go through my closet, go through my wardrobe, and donate stuff that I'm not... You, boy, have an exhaust problem in the back of your truck. It smells. Only other benefit to not having an AC. You get to smell exhaust in here right now. But maybe I really should go through my clothing. Because, to be honest with you, I have some clothing I don't even wear. Should just donate it or rummage sale it or something, just because. Why let it sit in my closet if I'm not going to wear it? You know what I mean? Like, there's no point in keeping something if you're not going to use it. Maybe this guy has a truck problem. He's really have a hard time accelerating. Maybe there's something wrong with everything. I don't know. I feel kind of bad, just to be honest with you. I'm sure that truck sucks so much gas. He probably fills up his tank like every other day. Especially, hello Seagull. Especially if he drives to work in that every day, I kind of feel bad. Because I'm saying he because I can see the drivers of mail. So I'm getting closer to the mall. I guess I don't really like to film in stores because one, I think it's awkward. I mean, I could try. I've tried. I think I've done Costco a couple times, but I feel like you could space yourself out. But two, I also don't like to invade on other people's privacy. And three, people just get curious looking at me. And like, I guess I'm not ashamed of it being a YouTuber, but like at the same time, like, you know, I guess, I don't know. It's just awkward. Wholeheartedly awkward. I think I need some caffeine. I don't think I need water. I think I need caffeine. I'm having a caffeine withdrawal. The best way to get into the mall is not this turn, but the next turn. Is it? No, that's Texas Roadhouse. It's not this turn. It is the next turn. I'm not like a big shopper, to be honest with you. Like, I do a lot of online shopping, but I don't sit and buy tons of clothes and things that, I don't know. Far from a perfect human being. I like my clothes. I like quality things, but at the same time, I'm very simple and I make do with what I have. Does that make sense? Like, that's just how I am. Oh, Sunday. Suppose the mall would be busy. I think I'll park this vehicle. Perfect. I am by the food court. I'm by the food court. Avoiding the food court. I don't feel like I had a little bit of spike from that donut this morning, so I don't think I haven't ate in a long time. And my blood sugar's coming down, but it's just... Anyways, I'm gonna go in the mall, go to Old Navy, come out, and go get cat food. And I will catch you guys back from when I'm on my way. Your girl's officially home. I went in the mall, ran into a high school classmate who just got engaged, so I'm super excited. Anyway, so we hope to be talking more and stuff, but I mean, we're friends and stuff on social media, so it should make it easy. Ooh. Way to bring a little bit of red in my hair. Anyways, I got flip-flops for my mom, the cat food, and the Canvases. Your girl is low right now. My blood sugar is 56. So it's going up. I just ate a fruit popsicle that was like 8 carbs. So I'm hoping that's going to help. Now, I don't have any insulin on board, and with Control IQ, it suspends your insulin. So my hope is that it's going to go up on its own, and it's already stabilized. It's not dropping anymore, but perfect timing. Running around in the mall. I thought Old Navy was closed, but they weren't. They weren't closed. It was another store called Buckle, which I would love to go check out Buckle sometime, but I'm like, dude, your girl needs summer stuff. So anyways, I got my Memor flip-flops. So I think all the walking around the mall, like, dropped my blood sugar, and to be honest with you, having a 13-day-old sensor certainly doesn't help. Because initially, like I said, it was reading me kind of like 200 and something, so I, like, took a shot and corrected, even though I probably shouldn't have, and then I ended up plummeting not far after. So whatever, it's okay, it's life, right? I may say goodbye to this sensor tonight. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But I hope to show you guys. I have one more thing to get out of my vehicle, so bear with me. I hope to be showing you guys how I take my pump on and off, because a lot of you have been asking how I do that for like showers and stuff and swimming and all that. If it's on the back of the arm, it can be more of a challenge, but I'll show that later. My goal is to get one painting done tonight, and then I have to finish my paperwork, and I'll get my clothes out. Nothing really too major exciting happening today, which is fine. I haven't ate anything since breakfast. I'm kind of tempted to eat a snack, but at the same time, excuse me, I don't want to eat anything. Like, I don't want to say I'm a terrible diabetic, but I hate eating. Like, for whatever reason, me and food, if I really want food, I'm going to eat the food, and I just eat food. But if I don't want food, it's like I strongly don't want food. I eat regularly. I eat healthily. I eat at least twice a day, minimum. But it's not always like stuff that you're like, I don't feel like eating tonight or cooking. Or it's stuff like, oh, you know what? I'm not hungry. I'm just not going to eat for 5 to 8 hours. And then it's like, now I'm hungry. So we'll see how this blood sugar plays out. I already feel a lot better. It was a fruit popsicle. And it was 8 carbs. It was one of those popsicles with a joke on it. So I don't even know what the joke was. It was something like, it said, what wears shoes to bed? And then that's a horse. So, funny, right? I think I have everything out in my vehicle. I think. Oh, other than my purse. But anyways, you can see the sky. Looks like it's ready to rain. It's kind of been sprinkling a little bit. Some raindrops coming down on me on the camera. But, I actually have to run to my grandma's, drop something off. Then I'm going to come back home and do the other stuff. I'm going to get my clothes out for tomorrow, finish that paperwork, and do some artwork kind of at the same time. So I'll update you guys later if anything changes. And of course, as always, I'll put a 24-hour blood sugar graph. I can pull up my insulin pump right now and just see where I'm at. So I'm at 58 and steady. Like I said, the pump was kind of reading me in and out, but hopefully we'll start going up pretty soon. It was dropping pretty drastically, but now it's good. And I really need to charge my pump. I'm at 25%, so maybe I'll do that when I'm painting, because, yeah. I normally would plug it in after every shower, but it's just gotten to a thing where, like, no, that's just too much work. So I end up, like, waiting until the thing's, like, damn near ready to die, and then I'll charge it. Yeah. So that's life. I will update you guys later on. Hey everybody, long time no update. It's been like 7 hours. I had dinner, a little higher glycemic than I would have liked. This sensor is done. It's cooked. It's 13 days old. It's just not reading anymore, so I stopped it. And I'm going to put a new one on here, take a shower, and then I think I'll show you how I unattach and detach from this part. Because, like I said, a couple of you had some questions, and I feel like it's only my obligation really to show you, because if it helps somebody, it helps somebody. Lighting in my bedroom right now is just awful. Anyways, I'm going to rip this off and clean it off and put a new one on. luckily, I'm going to try to set you guys down here. Luckily, for whatever reason today, like, I keep taking insulin and pre-bolusing, even for the higher glycemic things I did eat today for lunch and whatever, or dinner. But my blood sugar still spiked way more than I'd like. So I may have to do some adjustments again with my carb ratios or something. But I'm going to reanalyze that once I get a new sensor on. But anyways, whatever progress I'm making, it's helping to reduce my A1C. I'm kind of like in the upper 6s to 7%. And that's how it's been probably for last year. I've like I said, I've only had one A1C that's been like higher than 7% beyond my diagnosis. So that's really good. My goal is to get back into the low to mid 6s rather quickly. And then try to get into the 5s. Only because I'm obviously not with anybody right now, but I have a mindset of like, can I stay healthy enough to have a healthy baby? I don't know. I'm kind of one of these people that just wants to have a healthy A1C for a child, but I also want that for myself as well. So anyways, I'm going to put this on and we'll go from there. I don't know if this is going to be a bitch to get off. It might be. It itches really bad. So I'm curious to see what my reaction is going to be like. So bear with me as I try to get this off. Kind of painful. So we'll see. Actually, this pump peels off really nice. Oh, which reminds me. I have to get more of those adhesives from Dexcom, because they work so much better sometimes, like the clear ones. Ooh, yeah, I'm definitely red underneath. You'll see in a second. Yes, I'm one of these people that just can't rip a Band-Aid off. I'm sorry. I'm torturing myself right now and I don't like it. You're thinking, oh, if you can't handle this, you can't deliver a baby. I don't know. There's drugs for that. No, anyways. Yeah. I know it's kind of hard for you to tell right now, but I'm going to bring this closer and you'll see it's not where my pump peels is, but right in the middle of my arm. Do you see like where the transmitter is and a little bit around it? You see how red it is? It's not even super red. It's just really like, I don't know. I'll try to take a picture of it, but I definitely have some sort of very mild allergy to the Dexcom adhesive. Not the end of the world. Well, come on in. I have a cat that wants to come in. Say hi. I have a sweet Tinkerbell here. So she's just going to chill while I clean this off. So first thing I do is I take the alcohol swab and I clean off my transmitter. No, you don't. She doesn't like the rubbing alcohol. Nice entryway into the camera, but if any of you are newly diagnosed or don't know what a Dexcom is, it's a continuous glucose monitor that monitors your blood sugars every 5 minutes. Actually, it monitors the interstitial fluid, which basically is very similar to your blood sugar levels. The only time you really have to finger stick is, like me, I was running like 250, 260, and took a correction. Like I said, whatever I did today, it's weird. Like, I really followed all the rules and carb counted appropriately and still ended up really high. Well, just for one time. So I meant to do some adjustments, but not the end of the world. It happens. I feel like diabetes just not really kicked my butt today, but it wasn't the best. But anyways, this continuous glucose monitor is bomb. It will let you know when your blood sugar's high, low. You don't have to finger stick unless it's not working or you think that the sensor is inaccurate. I do forewarn you though, when you put a new sensor on, it may take a little while for it to adapt. So I got that cleaned off. Now I have to pick where I want to go. I obviously did this part of my arms. I don't think I want to do that. I have this on the back and I just put this here. I might end up, I don't want to do my abdomen because when I do my abdomen, I gush blood, and I gush blood for a long time, and it scares the living daylights out of me. And then if I lay on my belly, I roll on it, and then I get compression loads all the time. I did find one spot on my thigh that works really well, and it's right here. So I may do that. I don't know, but if you guys want to watch me do it, I don't think I want to do it on my thigh because I just don't feel comfortable pulling my pants down in front of YouTube yet. I may just, I mean, I have this here, so I don't want to put it anywhere near it. And I just used this. I don't know if you can see the old adhesive. It's still trying to come off. So I don't think I'm going to do inner arm. I think I might do outer arm of the left. So I have it on the inner arm. If I totally flip it around, I don't think we're going to have a problem. So I'm just going to do the outer arm. Yeah, we did the outer arm. Interruptions from Cat 101. Well, if you want to see more of my pets, here you go. But this is a good sensor. So I got my new sensor here. 5931 is the code. And I have to put it in my pump as well, but I'm going to go ahead and insert this right away. I don't know how I want to do this. I think I had it facing like this last time. I feel like if I do it like this, it's going to be less painful, but the back of the arm, I'm not sure. And I want to do it in a spot I haven't done in a while, so I might go like right here. Hopefully it doesn't hurt. Because the one I just had on, it bled like a son of a gun and it hurt. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. That was perfect. I mean, it's a pinch, but it's like nothing like the other one was. Like, hurt. Felt like somebody stuck a hot poker in my arm. Okay. So, we got the new one on. I don't know. Am I bleeding? Oh, I got a bleeder. See that, y'all? I got the bleeder. Very attractive angle, I know. I'm like on a doggy position. It's like really awkward. It's not that bad of a bleeder though, so I'm just gonna clip my transmitter in and go from here. And I'll put it on my to-do list tomorrow to get a hold of Dexcom after my shadow, or email them or whatever, and get some free adhesives. Those are just nice and quick. I still have plenty of Expression Med and pump heals if I wanted to use that though as well. I think this is all the way on. I can't get it to go anymore, so it looks completely flush. I only heard it click once though. It's just kind of weird. It's like I can't put pressure on it. I think I'm good. Wow, this is actually really a different spot. I don't think I've ever gone this rotated around my side before. Like, I've done the back of my arm, but I feel like it's really in a different position. Yeah, it's totally flush, but... And this is an FYI, if you're a new or semi-new user to Dexcom and you see like redness around the adhesive, like after a shower, it might just be some blood coming out, so just don't panic. It'll kind of wash its way out, but from what I can see, it looks nice and flush. So that's perfect. That can be discarded. So I'm going to go ahead and put my sensor code in here. No, I don't want a bolus. I want to put a start sensor on. And I have to do it on my phone too, so I'll have to stop this video and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this sensor code in. And I'm going to take my shower and I'm going to show you how I clip and unclip my pump. Okay, I know, unattractive angle. Anyways, I'm going to show you how I unclip to take a shower and clip this in. So when you take a shower with a tandem pump, you can't go in there with it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit options and I'm going to stop insulin. So there's nothing here. So I'm going to go ahead and just snake up under my shirt. The best way I can show you to do this is if you hold and grab, put a little pressure against the back of your arm, squeeze, and pull out. Use the pressure and put pressure up against your arm, then pull, it'll come right out. If you just try to squeeze and pull, you may accidentally leave too much leverage and pull this out. So that's how that is done. Obviously I didn't use a mirror. Well, I kind of did with my phone, but if you had a hard time, you could go in a mirror and squeeze and pull straight back. Because I did it with my arm more like this where you have to put pressure up against your arm and pull. If I was more like this, I could just straight pull out, squeeze and pull. And then to clip this in, you go ahead and just kind of feel for the plug till you hear click, and you're done. To get it back, to get this out after a shower is a little bit more of a trick, so I'll show you that after. Just because there's a little bit of dampness involved, so it might be a little bit more pressure to squeeze. But yeah, that's how I do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the remaining charge on this. I think I have 75% battery. Looks like it. It's really hard to focus. I don't know if the brightness is up. So yeah, I have about 75% battery and about 38 units left, so I can let this run for another day or so before I change it. It's gonna be a 4-day-old site tomorrow, so, which is fine. I don't really care. So I'm gonna go ahead and charge this, take a shower, and I'll be right back. You guys can see me okay. This is my bathroom. This is soap pump. That's my bath towel, my bra, a rag, my pump. So I have this clipped in. I took a shower, so this is a little bit trickier to get out. I hope you guys can see it. So I squeeze really hard, push against my arm, and pull out. So easy to get out. If I typically, like I said, wouldn't do it in front of a mirror because I've gotten so used to it. When I first started my arm tights like a month ago, I definitely was using a mirror to kind of guide myself. And I would do it a lot quicker. By the way, this thing will beep if you've been off the insulin for 15 minutes, but I have a correction inside my body because of the little bit of the higher blood sugar, so I'm not completely out of it. But anyways, I would normally do it super fast and not with a mirror. I would go and pull it out, but because I'm showing you, I did it a little bit in a slower process. So it's out, and this is the hardest part about the whole thing, is getting it out after the shower because it's kind of damp. If you need to, you can dry it off, but I typically find by the time I'm ready to pull it out that it's dried off. And then for the pump itself, I just feed it through my shirt. I know it's awkward because you're kind of, I mean, you really get one with your body if you're diabetic, if you know what I mean. You just touch the hell out of yourself, okay? Anywho, as long as I'm not showing anything, I don't care. I think I did okay. That's my hand, by the way. We're all good. So that's that. And then once it's in, kind of going a little closer. And you can go by feel or you can go by a mirror. I typically just go by feel. And it should snap in. Just like that. And I can resume insulin. So typically, it might be easier if you are holding your arm like this versus down where I showed you, but because I'm in my bathroom and I really have no good ways to prop anything up in here, I kind of had to hunch down and show you. So easiest way is to keep your arm more to the vertical. And then you'll have to do, when you pull it out, you can put less pressure down on your arm. If your arm is more down, when you go to squeeze it, push pressure up against your arm, and you don't have to jab your arm. A little positive pressure and then pull out. It's real easy. I don't really have issues pulling it out. But if you, as the person who kind of prompted me to talk about this, are struggling, you absolutely can have a spouse, family member do it if you're a kid or whatever, if you're uncomfortable. But I guess because I'm 22, I live with my mom, but like I said, our schedules are kind of different, and I'm pretty independent. Like, I feel like just do it myself, you know. I've gotten used to being so independent that it's kind of hard for me to just take help from people. I've never had any of my parents or any of my close friends give me an injection. That's just me. I don't know. If I got desperate, I guess I would, but I've never had that issue. So anyways, that's how you do it. I'm ready for bed. So I'm going to go ahead and end this vlog here. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it wasn't super entertaining, but I have a new Dexcom on. Yep, see the blood? Dude. Oh, that is a fresh bleed. But if you see this, that's okay, y'all. It's just some blood coming out. It ain't gonna hurt you. After a while, it'll rinse out and come out. So anyways, I'm gonna get ready for bed. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed, give this video a big thumbs up. Feel free to hit that subscribe button. I post as often as I can about diabetes plus more. and stay tuned for more videos. As always, I love you guys and thank you for your support. I hope you enjoyed this day in the life without related to work, and I hope I can do one while I'm a working person. Obviously, there's certain things I can't film because of HIPAA, but anyways, we'll get to that. So anyways, until next time for another video, take care, God bless, be kind, spread positivity, and be thankful. Love you all. Bye-bye.